which is almost above 3 crore rupees. Can you specify the amount of the scholarship?
It's around $82,000 a year. Like our generation, they don't want to do the work. Internet is such a powerful resource and tool that everything is up there. All you have to do is just look, but no, you're not doing that.
Coming from a CBSE background, it's very difficult as compared to, students who come from IB board.
But if you're taking a gap year just to explore your passions and travel the world, it is very uncommon. I did not know about US. I got to know about US in my 12th grade summer. So by then I could not improve my profile. I only had my YouTube channel or other extracurriculars. I also went to a government school in Chandigarh.
It must be very affordable, right? Government school. Because people spend up to
500 a year.
Really?
500 rupees.
Wow. So hello everyone, today we have Avneet here. She got into Lehigh University, one of the top liberal arts college of US, plus with 100% financial aid, which includes merit scholarship as well as financial aid, and which is almost above 3 crore rupees. Can you specify the amount of the scholarship?
It's around $82,000 a year.
Very impressive. So let's start with your background. Can you please share, why study abroad and how your journey started to apply for studying abroad and in the end finally getting in?
Okay. Firstly, thank you so much for having me here, Noor. I'm extremely honored to be here. And I'm sorry, but can I take a moment to appreciate you on behalf of all international students applying abroad? I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you, to be honest. Your videos gave me hope and informed me about the US, they offer scholarships like Referrals. And as a Punjabi, I never considered that it's an option. So we are extremely grateful for you, Noor. Thank you so much. And let me give a little background on myself. Hi everyone, I'm Avneet. I'm from Punjab, India, and I'm an incoming freshman at Lehigh University. And I got trustee scholarship, which is almost 50% of the tuition, and the rest I've gotten financial aid from Lehigh, totaling up to $80,000 a year. And I'm not sure of my major yet, but I'm in the College of Business and interested in business information systems, economics, philosophy, and I also want to minor in graphic design and film.
Incredible. So what are the 3 reasons you think you got almost 100% scholarship, or you can say financial aid plus merit-based scholarship? Can you share 3 unique things about you which qualified you?
Okay. So number 1 would be hands down demonstrated interest. If you check Lehigh's common data set for previous years, you'll find that showing interest is listed as important, and I took it very seriously. I participated in almost all the webinars, asked questions, and engaged with the admissions officer via email. I also did ED to Lehigh, which is a big sign of Lehigh. I remember my friend attending this Lehigh prospective event, students event, and the international advisor for Lehigh who was Indian was there, and my friend mentioned my name and she instantly knew who I was. They knew me. So I also feel like I went a little too far because I used to send a lot of emails, but I didn't send them for the sake of sending them. You know what I mean? I genuinely loved Lehigh and had so many questions. And the second reason would, of course, be my profile. I would say it was very unique, and I'll be biased. I love myself. I loved my profile. When I see other people's LinkedIn profiles, I can tell they're going to apply to US because everyone has done similar activities. Most of them had an NGO, business, published research, attended a summer school, etc. And I thought this is the profile of successful students, but I had none of it. And I was scared, oh my God, my profile, that's just no one. And then I thought, that's fine. Let's portray whatever you have. So my profile was built around a narrative which could be summarized in 1 sentence, which is she is creative, interested in content creation, social media, business, and my entire profile revolved around that. Okay. Number 3 would be that I went above and beyond to get into this college. I did not do just the bare minimum. Of course, writing good essays is essential, but everyone aspires to do that. So supplementing narrative of my profile, I added a YouTube link of my video introduction in the additional information section. And it's on my YouTube, you can take a look at it. It fit my profile, and I feel like it showed my personality way better than just words, because I am a video girl and I express myself the best through camera, not through words. So yes, I would say that those things stood out to the admission officer for sure.
And yeah, you have great video editing skills too. I've seen a lot of your videos. And coming from a CBSE background, it's very difficult as compared to, students who come from IB board. मैं देखता हूँ in Bangalore, many students spend, even in like Chandigarh where you are, or in Delhi, people spend 8 to 10 lakh rupees to go to an IB board, and वहाँ पे like the whole curriculum is designed similar to international board, because it is an international board at the end of the day, and it's very, it gives an edge as compared to CBSE board. So can you share what are things missing in CBSE board as compared to IB board, and that you pushed yourself in it?
Yep, definitely. So I feel like I've done CBSE, so biggest thing lacking is hands-on experience and practical learning. Because personally, I have tutored middle school students and they all depend on rote learning. They don't understand a thing. When kids don't have any extracurriculars besides school, it gets boring and it's not good for the overall development of a kid. And I think I have talked to a lot of IB kids, and making projects, creating projects and doing extracurriculars is part of their curriculum. But for us, it's not. And in our school, we had sports as an extracurricular, and that's it. And I'm not a sport kid, so I did not do any extracurriculars in my school except NSS, which is like volunteering. It's crazy. All I did in school was study and occasionally participate in competitions like public speaking, art. And I think we need more options as a CBSE board. And one very important thing they don't teach us is practical stuff we'll need in life, like how taxes work, budgeting our money, investing our money, and what is the difference between credit card and debit cards, talking to people, like expressing ourselves, and like of course being grateful. But no, we instead learn how to find the zero of a polynomial. Like, where am I going to use it?
I agree. So even US में भी ऐसा है. Like I was talking to many of my friends who did their high school in the US. They know about finance. They know about debit card, credit card. They are given a credit card at the age of 16. वो खुद use करते हैं. They're independent. Some of them are bought a car at the age of 16. So like I think the practical hands-on experience is definitely more. Or I think the another thing you added that which is missing in CBSE board is, even I came from CBSE, मुझे लगता है the number of extracurricular opportunities is very limited. Like IB board में I think the whole curriculum is designed कि आपको at least UN में तो जाना ही जाना है. You will have something like UN for sure. And in CBSE those are there, but you have to go above and beyond. And मेरे स्कूल में था, but no one knew about it. Only the students who wanted to go abroad, उन्होंने somehow ये community बनाई हुई थी. So can you share how can a student from CBSE match that level on their own?
I feel like you have to go above and beyond for that, क्योंकि स्कूल में नहीं होता है, नहीं मिलेगा स्कूल में. You have to like go and research on Google. And I feel like, I think I'm going to talk about this in the next question or so, but Gen Z, like our generation, they don't want to like do the work. Like internet is such a powerful resource and tool that everything is up there. All you have to do is just look, but no, you're not doing that. So
every effort counts. Can you please share what are the problems in Gen Zs you see?
Gen Z, I feel like we are very indecisive. We don't know what we want. But there's one thing that I love about Gen Z is that we speak up for things that are wrong. We don't suck up to our seniors and are very vocal about our boundaries. But again, a problem about Gen Z is like we are easily influenced by social media and we don't think on our own. So the algorithm is adjusted to our needs and interests. You get what you want to see. Now the internet, as I said, is a great resource to find opportunities, but it's not going to recommend you things on its own, right? So you have to go out there and search for things on your own. And people don't like to do that. They have become lazy. And I know a lot of people who use social media as a resource to, like, as a tool to become better version of themselves. And I also know other people who just use social media to watch reels. Like, I hear people complain, oh, I didn't know about this. How do I get the job? How do I start earning? How did you do this? I don't have opportunities like you. But bro, you choose to be there. Like, it's in your hands. The internet is such a powerful resource. And I cannot stress this enough. Like, you can use it however you want. But if you're complaining about things, it's your fault. You are still here and not doing the things that other people your age are doing.
So can you give an example of what are the things Gen Zs should be doing but are not doing?
I feel like being on platforms like LinkedIn, it has changed my life. Like all the opportunities, all the jobs I earn from, like I've in my gap year, I've done a lot of jobs and internships. So I've earned a very good amount in my gap year, all because of LinkedIn, because I applied for jobs through there. I made my profile, and I also connected with a lot of people. And networking, you can do networking through LinkedIn. You should not be watching movies all day. It's okay, yeah, you can do that, but you need to improve yourself as well.
So talking about gap year, मैं अभी Europe trip पे गया था. I saw not just people in their 20s, 24, 25 who are like, starting to make money, go for Europe trip, but majority in my Europe trip in hostels, मैं देख रहा था कि majority of community is of people who are 18 who just complete their high school, and high school के बाद they work in the US or Europe wherever for 6 months, collect $5,000 to $10,000, save with their own money, and then spend that money on remaining 6 months of their gap year, and do a gap year, and then at the age of 19 enter college. And you have done similar because you have also completed gap year. अब बताना, in India is still there is a stigma कि gap year क्यों कर रहे हो, especially especially आपने, by the way, can you please share आपने gap year accepted होने के बाद क्या था, और before getting accepted to college or after?
Okay, so I applied to colleges while I was in 12th grade. So I applied to 44 in that cycle. And then I did not get a full ride, right? So I got 2-3 positions. And so I could not. So I decided to take a gap year. And then I applied to Lehigh ED1 and I got in.
Oh, so you applied for the second opportunity?
Second.
Like, we got it. So now, why gap year, and what was the journey to go through a gap year in India?
Okay, so firstly, I'll answer your question that no, it's not normal. It is normal if you're applying, if you're preparing for JEE or NEET or those entrance examinations, then you can take 3 gap years. It's fine. Society will not bat an eye. But if you're taking a gap year just to explore your passions and travel the world, it is very uncommon. And for me, why I took it, I said, like, I didn't know what to do with my life. I hadn't gotten a full ride. And I got full tuition, but my family could not afford them. So I decided to apply again next year because I genuinely believed like I could improve my profile. I made a lot of mistakes in the first season of applying, and from the experience, I learned a lot. And then I applied ED1, as I said, I got in. And the second reason was that I was burnt out all my life. I have been studying, trying to get 100 on every exam. I was not ready for college because I didn't know what I wanted to study or what I wanted to do. So in my gap year, I tried out different jobs and experiences to help me explore my interests and passions. So, and I soon realized 9 to 5 is not for me. I cannot do it. And in my gap year, I was also prioritizing my mental health, and I took the opportunity to engage in activities that I have always wanted to do but could not due to school and other things. And moreover, I said I did not feel ready for transition to college, especially living far away from parents for the first time, because in India I don't do anything, like everything's done for me. I am the youngest child. I have an elder sister. She's the one doing everything for me. So I did not know how to go to life, like go to college and be on my own. So in my gap year, I participated in this program called Take Action Lab, which is an immersive leadership program in Cape Town, South Africa, focused on creating a positive impact on human rights issues. And I was working at Cape Town TV, a non-profit community television station, like dedicated to providing alternative media outlet, allowing for representation of local voices, events and stories that may not receive coverage from mainstream media. And in fact, I just came to India a month ago. I was doing this past spring. So I was in Cape Town for 3 months, living with 52 other individuals from 20 different countries. I got the international exposure I needed, learned how to take care of myself, be independent, got to know how to budget my own money. I really needed this before college. Like, I also got the full scholarship to attend this program, which allowed me to attend it without any stress.
Do you think कि gap year boosted your profile, or it didn't have any influence?
It definitely boosted my profile. Like I said, when I was applying to college, I did not know about US. Like, I got to know about US in my 12th grade summer. So by then I could not make improve my profile. I only had my YouTube channel or other extracurriculars, so I did not have anything because in my school we don't have extracurriculars. I also went to a government school in Chandigarh, so we did not have anything. Like we did not even have UN or anything like that. So in my gap year, I did a lot of internships and jobs, so it definitely boosted my profile because imagine being rejected from 33 universities and then getting into ED1 next year. It's crazy.
So government school in Chandigarh, किसी ने सुना भी नहीं होगा कि someone from government school getting into abroad. So is that a great school you will define?
Okay, let me explain. So I was in private school in my 9th and 10th, but then I changed to government school because it was a reputed school in Chandigarh. So I went there because one, I did not want my parents' money to be wasted because in 11th and 12th, you study on your own. You have to take tuitions no matter what subject you take. Like imagine paying for a private school and then paying for your tuitions. So I was like, no, I cannot. So in my government school, because I also knew I wanted to focus more on my YouTube channel, which was a big commitment back then. So I knew like in my school, I went like twice a week or so.
So आपने exception ली थी to go to tuition classes. So you went to tuition classes.
I went to tuition, but like near me, so it was like 10 minutes walk from my house. So of course tuition for I studied commerce with maths, so I took tuition for math and economics.
So you will say that your schooling was hectic or easy for you?
My 9th and 10th, again, I made it hectic for myself because I thrive off academic validation. I was someone who was like, I need 100%. I should not market this, but I have my my 10th grade board's reaction video, and I cried. I got 96.4 and I cried because I did not get 100%. So you can imagine, like, I was always in my books, always studying.
Wow.
You should not do that. You should not. Enjoy your school life, please.
So आपने बहुत अच्छे decisions लिए. You didn't put financial pressure on your parents. 11th, 12th, I think it must be very affordable, right? Government schools. Because people spend
It was
up
like
to
500 a year.
Really?
500 rupees.
Wow.
It's not easy to get into that school. You have to get like 90% or something in your 10th grade so to get in. So
study abroad की community मिलती है in a government school in Chandigarh?
I was the only one applying to US. So it was really hard to get letters of recommendation, explaining them common app.
Oh.
I was the only one in my school.
So how you got the motivation to apply abroad? Me?
Your videos, I said in the beginning of the video,
Yeah.
like I was like, I cannot stay in India. I love India, but I knew like I did not know what I wanted to study, right? So in India, you have to choose one degree and you have to stick with it for the rest of your 4 years of your education. But I was like, oh no, I want to do so many things. I wanted to study graphic design and film. I wanted to also do business information systems, also do philosophy, also do economics. I want to study so many things. But in India, the options are very limited. So I was like, okay, let me see what other countries are there. Like if I want to go study abroad, I did not want to go to Canada. So that was out of my list and my entire family is in Canada. I don't want to go to my extended family. I want to be independent. So I was like, oh, what are my other options? So I started looking because I knew my family cannot afford it. So I knew from the beginning I'm on my own. So I started researching. Then I found your videos. Then, like my guardian angel, I saw all the video interviews of other students. Then I was like, oh my God. Then I researched. Also, I want to make this a point that I was not focused on US. I was like, as long as I get a full ride, I'll go to that college or country. So I also got applied to Bocconi University in Italy, which I would have gotten a full ride because it's need-based aid there, and you can easily get it based on stats. So I applied and I got in, and I would have studied there if Lehigh had not worked out for me.
Italy, right?
Italy.
That is very, very inspiring. I'm very intrigued. Now, one tough question. So since you used all the best resources, you knew about common data set, you knew how to figure out what are things important for every university. Now, in terms of your journey, because you have applied twice, what would you have changed in the first attempt that you have learned from your second attempt so that you could have gotten accepted right after 12th grade rather than having a gap year?
I would say I would still take a gap year take a gap year. It's important. It's good for your like personal growth and everything. But when it comes to application season, I didn't know much because I only had done like 6 months of research and my profile was not good. So a good profile demonstrated interest and quality over quantity. I feel like as an international student, you have to sometimes compromise on quantity over quality because the more colleges you apply to, you have more chances of getting in. And you never know, it's sometimes luck as well. So demonstrated and profile, of course, good essays.
Now, let's talk about common data set. So you studied the common data set for every university you applied. Do you think students should focus? Do you think you focused really hard on that data? And, you think that really, really matters to focus on things that are very important for the university? Because common data set also changes every year.
It does, but I don't think they change it like every year drastically. They will change like one or two things. But no, I don't look at entire common data set. It's so big. I only look at one section. I don't know which one. It's like C4 or C9. Like I will send you a screenshot of like, they have a table which they put very important, and
Yes.
everything. They rank things like that. So yes, you should look at that because I'll tell you a story. Funny. I applied to Skidmore in my first year of applying. I ED1 there. I knew, like I have researched, I knew they only take UWC kids from India. And it is very rare for them to take someone from India who needs like a full ride. But I was like, it's me, Avneet. Why will they not accept me? And I applied. And they rejected me. So please do your research and stick by it. Stick by it and listen to people who know more than you. Don't be naive like me.
Got it. So let's talk about what do you think about the US? What picture you have in your mind about your first year of college in the US at Lehigh?
Okay, that's like two different questions. What I think of US, let me answer the first question, which is like what I'm like first year at Lehigh. I am looking forward to studying. As I said before, I thrive on academic validation, and being in a gap year, I haven't really had the structure like a school to study academics. So of course, I'm learning new things, but it was very different. I cannot wait to go back to school. And I've already started preparing for Math 101 because I'm scared of math. And the next question for you is, you asked me was US, like what I think of US, right? So everyone knows US is the land of opportunity. when I was applying to US, I was listening to these songs. Welcome to US. Welcome to New York, party in the USA. Like they motivated me to write my essays. And I feel like it's land of opportunities and it's on you how you utilize them. And I'm so grateful to be attending Lehigh because I kid you not, every day I find a new opportunity through Lehigh that I would have never found if I stayed in India. But also, I don't like US in terms of work-life balance. I feel like they are too focused on work and not living their life. I'm someone who cannot give away my life just to make some money. I need to do things I like and live a slow life. So I'm not sure if I'm going to work in the States after I graduate. But again, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it's okay.
Trust me, US has problems as well. You mentioned the opportunities you got in India by using the brand name Lehigh, and उसके लिए आपने पहले Lehigh को email की थी, right? When you were applying, you emailed to Lehigh as well, and you got a reply, right? Before getting into Lehigh to show interest. So can you walk us through that email and how at the age of 18, 19 getting a reply? Because it's extremely difficult. Most of the Gen Zs struggle to get a reply from an instructor. They haven't written many cold emails. So Abhidana, what was the journey of doing that?
This is where I don't relate to other Gen Zs. I am shameless. So if I need to ask someone something, I will go ahead and ask. What is the worst that can happen? They will say no, or they will not reply to me. My life is not gonna change, or it's not gonna affect me, right? So I was like, I'm gonna email everyone. I have questions. So I think it's easier to get a reply because US admissions people are so sweet. I love them with all my heart. Robert, Bruce, Sarah at Lehigh, I love them. Like whenever I had any questions, of course, I used to attend webinars, and then I used to ask questions in the webinar. And then if I had more questions, I used to email them, like follow-up email to the host of the webinar. So they were very happy because not a lot of people engage in the webinar, and they're just here to listen. So they were like, oh, someone's interested in our college because demonstrated interest matters a lot. So I used to email. I just used to, hi, I'm Avneet. I'm a prospective student from India and I want to apply to Lehigh. So yeah, that.
Yeah, I think common interest and common space we can ask questions is important. जैसे कि if you try to email every single person at Lehigh, you will not get a response. But if you go to the place where people are willing to reply, especially like a webinar where people want you to ask questions, that's a perfect place. You need to
Yeah.
find the exact place where opportunities are there, where these events are happening. Same with jobs. जहाँ पे recruiters are going to hire, if you email there, they will reply as compared to where you just randomly email. Yeah.
Yes.
Now let's get into your profile. Can you walk us through your extracurriculars, your achievements? What shaped your profile for getting in?
Okay. So let's talk about stats first because they matter a lot.
Scores.
And so stats scores, yes. Great. I submitted my 1490 SAT score to Lehigh. I took it again after that and got 1510, but I had already gotten into Lehigh before the results came out, so I did not submit it. So I submitted my 1490. And the 50th percentile, it's also important to note the 50th percentile. So it was like 1420, 1450 to Lehigh. So I was above the threshold. And I had 95 in 9th grade. I had 96.4 in 10th, 85 in 11th. I'm not proud of it. And 93.2 in 12th, like percentage. And I applied to Lehigh in my gap year, as I said. And I did not take any APs because they were expensive. Now, coming to my extracurriculars, my first EC is that I'm a freelance video editor, social media manager, and content creator. I've been earning from this and had a lot of global clients. So I put this first. And second, I put my YouTube channel. Now, hear me out. At the time, I only had like 2,000 subscribers and 800,000 views. And my friends told me to put it on 4th or 5th position because the numbers were not that impressive. But if you know me, you know that YouTube is my entire personality. It is such a big part of me because I have been making videos since I was in 6th grade. And on my channel, Avneet Kariwal, I have been consistent since 2021. And it took up the majority of my time. I spent like 3-4 hours making the video, creating content, 10 hours editing one video. So, and back then I tried to upload one video a week. So it was a commitment. And I actually enjoy doing it. So also my main common app essay was about YouTube. So it made sense for me to put it second. And then I had a bunch of jobs like video editing intern at an Indian startup, marketing coordinator at an Australian firm, the head of outreach of Code Amritsar, NSS volunteer, summer intern at RSIP, round peer summer immersion program. Now, see, I told you, I don't think I have told you this. I think I have. Oh, I already forgot that a lot of people, like, they have similar activities on their profile. So I was like, let me also do something similar because none of the activities on my profile were matching of those of successful students who had already gotten full rides. So I was like, okay, I'll also let me do one thing at least. Let me do a summer program. So I did it because of the peer pressure. You don't have to do it. Just telling. And other than that, my profile is very different. I said, for honors, I put all the academic awards, public speaking, art competitions, and also I was the best actress in a school play, so I put that. And honors was not my best section, but it's okay. And in the additional information section, I said, like, I put the video link. I also explained my family situation and mentioned that the startup I was working at, Indian startup, interning at, fun fact, I was the youngest there at 18. They offered me a full-time job, but I did not accept it. So I explained everything. And my essays, they were not perfect, but they were very genuine and showed my story. So I think that's what matters.
So can you share about the startup you applied, or which startups you were working at and how you got that opportunity?
Oh, okay. I applied to it through LinkedIn and it was Indiefolio. Every EC is listed on my LinkedIn again. So if you go to my LinkedIn, you will find it there. And yeah, I was interning as a video editing. I was also doing social media work, but video editing intern was the official name.
Very impressive profile. Very intrigued. Ab yahan pe important question comes about cost. So people think that, preparing for studying abroad, it's a, lakhs of rupees industry already. Applying is a different industry. Going there, of course, crores of industry, crores lagte hain. So can you share what is the cost it took you to apply to 50 plus universities you applied, and also reaching this far to get a scholarship? Because many students, I have heard that Common App ke liye, they get the waiver, they don't pay for Common App. So I really want to highlight what costs they have to keep in mind.
So I applied for free to almost all the universities. I applied to free for all the universities. I'm not someone who would pay to apply to university if they don't give a fee waiver, like right. They don't give a fee waiver. I was like, I'm not gonna apply. Like they're not gonna accept me if I cannot even afford a application fee. So I did not apply to those universities. I did not give a fee waiver. I applied to free, but I had to pay CSS waiver to some universities. Because most of them will give you a waiver, but some of them will not. Like Drexel comes in mind. So it was like $16. So I spent like $50 or something on CSS because 2-3 universities did not accept the waiver. And then I studied I took SAT for free. I got like 90% scholarship, as you know, Buddy for Study scholarship, you might know. And so I got 90. So it was like 100,000 rupees for SAT. And yeah, I think that's it.
So 1,000 rupees for SAT and that's all to reach this far.
$50 for CSS waivers. Yeah.
So can you define CSS waivers, why they are needed?
So when you apply to a school, you have to give them your financial information, like your entire, how much your family makes money, like everything. They have this form called CSS, which you have to fill out. For that, you have a different fee. Now you can ask college to give you a CSS profile waiver, which will waive the fee, and you can submit CSS form for free. But some universities don't do that. Some universities have an alternative, which is called ISFA. I don't know the full form. It is ISAFA, and Lehigh has had that. So if you cannot afford CSS, you submit ISFA. But it depends on university. So you have to just email and ask.
Very impressive. Like it's spectacular. Like thinking it costs less than to apply in India. Like I remember I paid 1,000 rupees for some of my JEE entrance fees, BitStat, etc. And spending less than that to, apply to 50 plus US universities and getting accepted into 10 plus, it's mind blowing. What a journey. Any advice for all the kids who are watching right now and want to be prepared?
I feel like I have given almost all the advice in the video. I yap a lot, guys. I'm so sorry if the interview is too long. But advice would be, do your best. Don't be lazy. Start early. Cliche advice, but it's so important. Start early. And one thing, don't be focused on a school. Like your self-worth does not depend on a school. Like if you don't get in, it's fine. Like apply to a different school. They don't deserve you if you don't get in. So please don't, like, I have seen students get depressed. They love one school and then they don't get in. Like, don't do that. You are better than them.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Avneet. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I hope this video helps everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Bajol.
Oh, I just wanna be your Superman. Come fly with me, just take my